Hello.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to IndieX. We will have the third game now. It's called BROK the InvestiGator. And to help us learn a lot more about this game and to join us in play, we will have with us the game's creator, Fabrice Breton.
That's it.
Hello, Fabrice.
Hello. So
Hello, nice to meet you.
I'm a French solo indie game developer from France, and 38, and I started 8 years ago approximately, and I have released several games on PC and consoles already. Including my first adventure game, Demetrios, which is on
Yeah,
many platforms already. And
yes.
I have ported several games from Spanish developer Diabolical Mind, which is for free roguelikes, twin stick shooters. And very recently, I've launched BROK on PC, only PC for now, and it's
Yeah.
my big project because I spent 6 years developing it.
Yeah, so right now we can play Brock the Investigator on computer, and later on we will have it available on several gaming consoles. Is that right?
Yes,
Can
yes.
we expect it by the end of the year, next year?
I think it will be around January or February, approximately this winter.
That will make for an awesome Christmas gift, even if it is a later one. Believe me,
Yes,
everyone. We will get to see it in a while. So,
uh,
regarding the games you were talking about a little earlier, all those sports and the previous game, we can see them all on your company's site,
yes,
COWCAT, right?
mm, yes. They
So
are listed,
if
yeah, there.
everyone, okay,
So Demetrios, Xenon Valkyrie Plus, Riddle Corpses EX, and Demon's Tier Plus. Maybe you've seen them in stores like the PlayStation Store, Xbox Live, or the Nintendo eShop.
I think I've seen Dimitrios before, but I will certainly go take a look in a nearby future because, well, I haven't played it yet, but it will
It's
be on my
it's
list.
a
I'm sure.
very different adventure game from Brock. It meant to be silly. It was something I developed when I was in college back in 2000, and I never released it back then. But when I decided to become a full indie 8 years ago, that was my first project. I, I made a remake of this game, and this time I made it available to the public.
Ah,
So that's how it happened.
okay. Well, let's focus on rock.
Mm.
And for the moment, we have a very pertinent question. Will we have a physical version of Brock? Because I know that some people really enjoy their physical versions of the game, especially point and clicks. I know some people that collect them,
Of course.
maybe myself as well.
Actually, I am currently doing PC physical because that was promised during the Kickstarter. So I am ordering all the parts separately, USB keys, DVDs, manual, cover, etc. Uh, plus some
That
collector,
is really cool.
plus some collector items. For now, the priority is to deliver it to people who backed it on Kickstarter, but I probably have some more to tell afterwards. So I
Okay.
post all the news on my Twitter, COWCAT Games.
Yeah, that's right. CowCat Games is very active on Twitter. And
Mm.
talking about Kickstarter, this game was actually a big hit. You had more than 1,000 backers. I wish I had known it earlier because I would really enjoy to have my animal character on the arena. It would have been pretty cool.
Yes, I am still working on new characters, by the way. Some were promised after the release. So that's now. I
Yeah,
didn't.
we will be waiting.
I didn't
Sorry?
fully reply to the physical for the consoles because that's the ones most people will wait for. I need to I need a publisher, so I am studying which publisher could be interested. I usually
I hope you can.
I didn't want to do this before because I wanted to see how much demand there would be because when you talk physical, it means stock means ordering a number of units, and for this you need to know how much demand there is for a product.
Yeah,
So it made
you
sense
need to commit.
to release on PC first to see how the game would perform before. So yeah, I'm talking with publishers, and we'll see what happens. For now, I didn't sign anything for the console releases, but we'll see.
Okay. And talking about the game, let's not keep everyone waiting and let's go for some punch and clicking. Because, well, I must tell you, the first time I read about this game, the first punch and click game, well, you got me there, believe it, because, well, I do love my point and clicks and I was interested. It's different.
Yeah.
How did this idea show up? I mean, it's
Yes.
it's really cool and we are going to see that very soon.
Yeah. The idea was that the indie game market was already very crowded in back in 2012, 2014. And I wanted a game that would stand out. I wanted to do things differently and to merge several genres of games that I love myself. So I wanted to do something unique, and, which could get noticed.
I
So
think it's a very good plan, and we are going to see it. Well, to play this game, we can actually play it using a keyboard and mouse and also a controller, which, well, it lets you choose however you want to punch
yes,
everyone.
it was a real challenge to support all the possible controls, but it was required for a PC release. Most people expect to play a point and click with a mouse, so I had to
Yeah.
implement fights with mouse too. And there are actually three style of controls: mouse only, or you can switch to keyboard, or you can use a controller. So
Yeah,
you can
that's true.
seamlessly go from one to the other.
Yeah, you can be playing with the controller and just use the keyboard and mouse during the game. And it works very, very well. When we start the game, we get asked, how do we want to play this game? I think this is a very cool feature because you can play only the point and click part, but you can also get punchy if you do like some action, and you can even play it, well, have a more difficult challenge. I'm honest, I didn't choose the hardcore one because, well, I'm barely okay with this with beat 'em ups, but I've been I've been doing pretty well on standard. I think this is really cool. So if you just want your point and click
Yes,
regular adventure,
you can skip fights. It's an option in the relaxed difficulty, so you can never get stuck because you can do a fight. And that's an important point because many adventure gamers do not like doing fight, doing the action in the game. So there's the option, and you won't miss too much because the fights are. I say it's about one quarter of the game, 25% approximately of the game. So yeah, there's
yeah,
still a lot of stuff to enjoy. Nevertheless,
yeah, and they are pretty fun. You will see, everyone. You will see it in a second. So when we start the game, we greet our main character. This is Brock, well, the investigator, and you will notice that the entire game has voice actors on every character, and they are amazing. And I know you have worked with really a lot of talented people,
hmm
and you are the responsible for the art and for designing the all the expressions as well on this game. What did you do in
Not
this game? What are
not everything. I
A
did all
fire?
the
Where
background.
am I?
That's me. I did for the characters. I don't draw the characters myself, but
Trouble!
I still color them, ink them. I retouch them, but I don't do the base sketches. Uh, but
you
still,
did take all
I
the
did.
decisions, right? I mean, you have decided, if you want to explain to everyone, you have decided for a very particular look about all this game.
Yes,
It's inspired in something very dear to a lot of us because we
it's
saw it.
yes, it's inspired by cartoons
I better get out of
from
here. Fast!
the 80s or early 90s, and in particular the Disney Afternoon series, DuckTales, Tailspin, etc. And
Must
I
be one of those
even
friendly
got
voice checks.
the
Guess I'll
creator
just have to
of
find out what you want.
one of the creators of those
What's
series
going on with the
to
electricity?
give me his opinion on the game, Jim Megan. I met him on Facebook, and we talked a bit, and I sent him my first script for the game, and he made
Yeah,
comments on stuff he thought wouldn't work well or the opposite. So I adapted the script a bit to what he thought. So yeah,
I think that is amazing, because Jim Megan, he was responsible for a lot of things that we saw and really enjoyed, such as Goofy Movie and a lot of
yes.
the Disney Afternoon. So
The
I think it was a great help, right?
the relationship between Brock and
A
Kraft,
flower
its
bouquet? I wonder
son,
who they're
is
for.
a bit inspired by the relationship of you can see in a Goofy movie too, between Goofy and Max.
That actually makes a lot of sense. If you guys play the game, you will see that they have a very real relationship. I think I can describe it that way because it sounded real. Because we will see in a moment, but Brock has a kid, and he's a teenager,
A
and like
decorative
all
blanket, maybe?
teenagers,
Looks
they
sturdy.
can be well
Uh,
described by what happens on Goofy Movie.
Despite
Goofy the movie.
being a detective game, actually the main center of the game is this relationship. That's the core of
This
it,
is weird. What's this
and
supposed to be?
it evolves
A toy of any
progressively
sort?
through the story.
A flower bouquet? I wonder who they're for.
Yeah. When we start the game, we get on a typical set for a point and click. You get a lot of things you can investigate and only a few that you can actually pick up. So we have a button that we can press to see everything we can interact with in the screen, but not quite everything. We will see in a
The front
moment.
door.
We we get on this first scene, there's a fire going on, and we need to
Nope.
leave
Front doors are
this
usually impregnable. There must be another way to escape.
we need to leave this room. And what can we do in this case? Since we are starting the game tells us, gives us the hint that we can use the blanket near the fire to near the door to put down the fire. So we can go to our menu, and like a point and click game, we can use it.
There. It's working.
Yes,
Maybe not for long.
this first scene is basically a tutorial.
We need to get
This
past this
guy's
door.
tutorial, which I wanted to have a quick start because a lot of those games, point and click,
Yeah.
they are quite slow overall. So I wanted to engage players immediately, especially considering the game is as action. So it made sense to have such a quick start.
Yeah, and that's true because we have been playing for a few minutes and you are already delivering the action mode where we can start punching things, which is
Hmm.
pretty cool, by the way.
One thing that I noticed is that the people who love the game the most
Possible.
are
It's
people who
jammed.
don't usually play this genre. they don't usually play point and clicks
I need to get it
uh,
open.
for the reasons I gave, because they are a bit slow, they are not always as streamlined as BROK is, because there's also the puzzles element. People don't like getting stuck. So, for
Yeah,
example, there
that's true.
are in-game hints through little ads you can collect
I
on the
can't
screen.
access it. Oh,
They're hidden, and when you use them in the menu,
looks
you
like a
get
multitask
hints on
supply
what you're
box.
supposed
Let's
to do.
switch it on.
So you can never fully get stuck. That's
Yeah.
an important thing to allow players to always continue
If I'm not
to
mistaken,
never get
this isn't
covered.
needing me.
I think you did a pretty good job with the end system because it's not given right away. You need
Yes,
to actually search for the little heads on every scenario, which adds another layer of fun to the game because you need to be looking at everything, at every detail to go for it. So I think it's an amazing feature that you did
A
here.
multimedia
yes. I know the latest Monkey Island did something similar, but actually there are adventure games uh, which have been
another
doing this
try.
for years now, and Demetrius also had this
No
kind of
good.
thing,
Are they broken?
but you collected cookies instead
I always knew these were
in
unreliable
Demetrius.
junk.
Those are my kind of things. So BROK is investigating whatever he can on this room,
Too bad. They
and
could have
we
helped
can
put me
start
to
to see
fire.
that he doesn't really like robots because something happened. We don't know yet, and I've been playing the game for a bit, and I still don't know the
Oh,
entire picture,
it's
whatever happened, but he doesn't like robots.
it's just old-fashioned, and robots are still a recent thing in this universe, so he doesn't trust them.
Please
Basically,
remain still until
that's it.
agents arrive to arrest you.
And the robot was alive. This is a tribot. It has a triangle head, and well, we don't like them. Brock doesn't like them, so we don't like them as
Uh,
well.
Triangle head?
they are an excuse to have enemies to fight.
Don't you have more parts of
That's
this
one
machine?
thing. Many, for
Like
example, the
the
beat them up
fire?
usually don't have this issue. They don't have to justify the fight. You can throw any enemies at the player, and no one will comment on it. But in such an adventure game, I have to justify all the fights. I can just throw a random enemy at the player without any any implication in the plot. So that's quite important to have some enemies that people will think, oh yes, of course I'm going to fight with those robots. Not a problem. They are not alive, which is
Yeah,
which is another
we
theme of the
we don't
game,
need a
by the
moral
way.
compass to fight them.
An
Yes.
appropriate attitude detected.
And he has an attitude, this robot, because he doesn't want to put out the fire. He just wants to, I don't know,
Research in
to
progress.
annoy us.
Of course.
Network unreachable.
That
Unreachable.
wouldn't be funny otherwise.
Is neutralize the individual at all costs.
And they
That
always
tin
go
can
like
is
this.
crazy. No point trying to reason with these things.
Please don't interrupt the destruction.
Yes, I did the character expressions too. Not the sorry, not the expressions, but the mouth and the eyes animations. That's me. I also did those.
You
Someone
did
else,
a very good job.
someone else drew the characters, but I did the animations.
I think it is a huge component on this what I've played so far because you can see how the characters are feeling, and this is going to be really important because although this games looks really bright and colorful,
It has
it
definitely that dark
yeah,
themes. Yes.
yeah it
Sometimes
has.
people are surprised by this. They don't expect
Oh,
it, but actually, yes, the game can be pretty dark at times. I wanted
oh, and
to
the fun thing. Sorry, go ahead.
I wanted to make the game for nostalgic of all the cartoons, but at the same time, I know this crowd wants
I'm glad
something
this was the
more
only map robot here.
from games now.
Yeah, it's just not
More
mindless beat
com-
'em up anymore.
more complex plot than what you'd over. But Disney Afternoon series were sometimes dark at times, but I went much further. Yeah, you'll see. Also, one thing I didn't mention is that you can have a lot of choices during the game. And for
A lot of,
example,
sorry?
a lot of choices. You can
Um,
choose many things, and the game takes them into account. For example, you can you can attack any character in the game, whether they are friends or not. And
we
if
can?
yes,
Oh, I
and
did not. Oh, I
and
didn't knew
if you
that.
do this, it has
So this was the
impact
last
on
one.
the relationships you have with them.
Because
Uh,
this game has multiple endings, right? So probably
yes,
there are a few of them where we can actually turn out to be quite bad. I hope.
there are 11 endings, and they are very different from one another. So yes, the choices you make will have an impact on the endings you get. Actually,
And
you don't see
yeah,
it,
yeah.
but all your actions, and not just choices displayed on the screen, but sometimes
Hey, a door.
it will be something like where you go. Uh, all of this stuff is recorded and is displayed
And who you punch.
at the yes at the end of the game. It's displayed on a summary screen with all your choices. And
Oh, you will not be able to see that. I haven't reached any ending by now,
yeah,
but
of
I
course.
think that that is pretty cool because sometimes in games we have actions that we can do and choices we can make, and at the end in the end we don't really feel that it impacted that much. It only meant a different path was taken, but in this case there are 11 endings, like you said.
Mhm.
So choices do matter
Yes,
here a
yes,
lot.
yes.
That's
Actually,
smart.
once you finish the game, you'll see it will display on screen when you do
Might need to find a way
actions.
out there.
Like it will display the number of violence points, brain points, and relationships with
Oh,
the other characters. I don't display them on the first playthrough because
yeah.
I want players to do the most logical things they think. I don't want to influence them, but after the first playthrough, I allow players to see how the game works, so they can make different choices.
There was something written up there. I think it was guilty.
Yes,
That's a very nice touch.
it's actually one of the only English words displayed in the game because usually the universe in this game has a specific language. I made a special
Hang
font
on. I'm right here.
especially for the game, which
Yeah, robotic, futuristic kind of writing.
futuristic. Yes, the game
And
is a dystopia. It's a dystopian setting, and also futuristic. Uh, so it's kind of dark because the rich people live under a dome while the poor live outside in the pollution.
in the slums, yeah, you actually get that on the game description on the Steam page, and everywhere we talk about the game,
Yes.
the humanity was replaced by animals. They are the new humanity, and rich people live under that dome with, well, better quality of life that we can see right on the first chapter already. And Brock and his kid and everyone else lives poorly in the slum, so we can start to see that there was a revolution or something, but it was not quite happy for everyone. So we can see
Hmm.
that this is not going to be a fun, happy ride in the park.
There are happy moments. There is some funny elements. But yes, overall, it depends
And
on what happens. But
we
yeah,
can see right away. He's calling for Leah, and Leah is
Don't
already
talk.
here under the
You'll wear
cupboard.
yourself out.
yeah.
And
I'll
something
get you
happened.
out
An
of here.
accident happened.
No need.
Why are you saying that?
You know why.
No, I don't. What happened? Leah?
And
Leah!
can we save
She passed
Leah?
out. I need to help her. Quick!
Should I spoil people?
We don't have the
No, it's
strength.
too heavy. I'll need a tool to help me move.
It's still part of the tutorial. You know you
Yeah,
can
and
eat stuff, so
What if I remove that metal bar? There you go.
oh, I can use the food because on this game you have items that you can use, but you also have food that you can consume because this is well a beat 'em up. So you will need to replace to recover your HP at some point. If we use the more strength on this scenario, I don't know if we have one of those available. Ah, we don't. Yeah.
in the tutorial you don't access the full menu. It happens
Those won't help
afterwards.
me move
I
that.
wanted to keep it simple at first, so I don't display all the things.
Yeah, that's cool. And
But
we are
yeah,
trying to.
you can get items to boost strength, to recover health, etc. But you can also get XP. You get experience point when you finish fights, and then you can level up.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And if you check our chat on the DX, the on Robert Chicken on Twitch, you can say that everyone is pretty happy about punching stuff and
Sorry,
about the ability of being able to punch stuff.
I didn't notice there was a chat.
Oh, it's okay, but everyone is quite happy about that. And they are they are saying that the art is really gorgeous, and it is. And
Thanks.
something that I read that you did with this game, I think it's amazing and lets everyone participate in the game that they love and contribute with something. Did you
Yeah,
know, guys, you can actually submit fan art to the game if you
yeah,
want?
yes.
Do you? That's an
Yeah,
amazing idea. How did you get up with that? Sorry, I'm interrupting, but it's amazing, really.
What?
because I knew people would love the characters, so it made sense to let them participate. It's a kind of win-win situation because on one end they got their drawings in the game, so it's in the menu in the extras, and
Yeah, we'll
on the
see it
other
in a
hand,
while.
it helps promoting the game because I invite people to post on a social network, and that way I know a lot of people found the game this way,
Leah,
so
what are you
pretty
saying?
it's an efficient
I found
marketing
you.
thing too, and so I think everyone benefits from this. So
I think
yeah,
it's an adorable idea,
yeah.
really, because you can you can make part of it. You know, it's very important.
Hmm.
We will check it out. We will show everyone how it goes in a while. And for now, this is like a really heavy part. Right at the beginning, she's calling us murderers, and we we don't
You shouldn't have
understand
made
why
me.
is she
I
saying
promise.
that. And we try to save Leah, and
You
she's
killed
getting
me. You killed him.
Stop
and
it.
Yeah, it's
and
I
uh,
would never do
it's
anything
pretty
like that.
we
hard,
don't. Yeah, this is
but
really hard on Brock.
Worthless.
there's a reason for this. That's
Dangerous.
because
You
it's not
lied to
real.
everyone.
And
Even yourself.
well, by this point, we would start guessing that this is not real, but this is one huge guilt trip happening
Stop
here.
it. Please.
Yeah, he
I
feels
shouldn't
guilty.
have trusted you. My son isn't safe with you.
That's not true.
One thing I often get asked is why do the characters say they are humans? All the time they will say
I'm taking good
humanity,
care of you.
we are the humans. That's because there's no actual humans in this world, so they have replaced them. So they are the new humans, despite be looking like animals.
Wait, something's not right.
There's no
It's
actual
okay.
pets.
It's fair enough.
There's no actual four-legged animals in this world. Because I
Wings?
didn't want it to look weird if, for example, a pork would eat
Doomed.
uh, uh, if he would
Yeah,
eat pork or beef or uh, because that will look weird. Sometimes you have this problem when you deal with animal characters. Like
yeah, that would be the problem with Pokemon. What do you eat, right? In that
yes,
world. So here they eat
so
canned
what they eat
stuff.
in Brock, they eat bugs, they eat worms, they eat insects
Need to focus to get you out of here.
most of the
Yeah,
time. Anyway,
that's
so
wiser.
Hold
that's
on.
why the
I'm
item
trying to.
Brock loves the most, the food he loves the most is the
It's so
ant burger,
perfect.
not the hamburger, the ant burger because it's made with
Oh,
ants.
I didn't saw it. Oh, we'll check it in a moment. I saw we can buy food in game in vending machines, and I didn't notice the names. That's clever.
Mhm.
Antwerg.
No,
And we are
I'm
trying to
sorry
save
to leave
Leah,
you,
and
but
and
just
we
not
can't, and we
strong
see
enough.
we actually did love
Should
Leah
have
very
known.
much, but she's being really mean, and this is being a
What's
huge
going on?
guilt trip.
I'll get some help.
Yeah.
Don't move.
I would like to say that
Hey,
there's a lot of
All
dialogue in the
right.
game, but after the first playthrough,
just for your
you can skip them.
sins.
You can skip the dialogue you've
No.
already seen, like kind of like visual novels. It detects
Oh, okay.
the dialogue you
Is
already seen,
everything?
so
Wow.
you only
Stay
notice
here with
the
me.
new ones.
Liar! He left me alone.
That's good. Even on our first playthrough, when we talk with someone and talk again, there's usually the option to skip that as well. As long as we have seen it before,
Yes,
we can
yes.
skip it. That's really good, because there are some traps in some point and clicks where you click again and you know that you are in for like 6 pages of dialogue without an end.
Mhm. And
You left me alone.
I
that's
know.
also useful when, for example, if the game would crash
Never forgive
or
me.
if you would reload an older save. Or, I allow to skip scenes and dialogue.
So when we finish our first playthrough, then we can choose each chapter individually then,
Yes,
and start from there. Not
yes,
always from the beginning.
yes. That's exactly.
That's good for Steam achievements and other
I
achievements. That's really good.
yes, I thought of everything.
You did. That's one thing. When you play this game, you see the attention to detail and the attention to our needs, and everything is pretty easy to come by and to understand. And one thing that happens to me often in this kind of games and others, is that I don't always remember the moves, the fighting moves all the time, and I'm really bad at it because of it. And you can access to all of this information a lot of the time, if not the entire time, and it's pretty cool.
Hmm.
I think. Thank you for that.
Yes.
All the people
Uh,
out
I,
there like me.
I did something unusual
Warning.
for a game developer, which is I didn't cut on features. Because all the time you see developers saying, "Oh, there's too much stuff. You need to cut features. You need to remove this or that in order to release." That's why it took so many years to make it because I really wanted to keep everything in the game. I did not want to keep to cut, for example, the XP levels or elements of the fights. Or I wanted everything. So yeah, so that's why
This game feels pretty complete.
there's a
It
lot of
does.
stuff. Yes. So
And
in this
sorry.
room, you can do many stuff. You can jump on the table if you want, and the character will react to that. There's a lot of interaction. I like doing games with tons of possibilities, tons of interaction. Nowadays, the games tend
Somebody
to
called
offer
you a
a lot of
bitch.
freedom of movement, but most
They
often
do.
How would I know?
you don't
Check your phone.
actually have so many stuff to do. You can move anywhere you want, but you don't have a lot of actions possible. I do the total opposite. I do small areas with a lot of action possible because I find this more interesting. When you give
Right.
big areas, you
Same
waste
phone
time
call
of the
from the
player,
same
in my
guy?
opinion, because you travel a lot, but nothing much interesting happens often.
I
So
can
instead,
totally relate with what you're saying, believe me.
yes, I'm not a fan of open world games for these reasons. I think
Yeah.
they are bloated, and I prefer games more focused.
And with a lot of meaningful things to do in smaller places, and
Mm.
almost everything, if not everything, is meaningful in some way instead of just being randomly scattered around. Yeah, I can totally
Mhm.
relate with
It's
what
a
you're saying.
it's a different philosophy.
I do appreciate it. And well, we have finished our dream. We woke up and we see someone talking with us. That's Graf. That's our kid. And
Mhm.
well, if you haven't noticed by now, we are a gator, and our kid is a cat. And
Mhm.
there's a reason for that. That we kind of saw in the in the first part in the tutorial, because Leah
Graph
mentioned the kid.
Graph is Leah's son, and
Finally.
Leah died.
Somebody called you a...
So Brock was married to Leah, so he has to take care of him now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
sorry.
this is our
Had
menu. This is the
personal
tablet,
issues.
and we had a call from this guy, this police officer, we will that will drive the first part of the game, at least
Mhm.
on what I've
Mhm.
played so far in chapter 1.
Tell me, your name is Sin?
And
Yeah.
it's
Nice
called
frequencies?
Sin.
Of course it
And
is. Then
considering
I'll
it's
see.
also a detective game, you also collect clues.
Please come to my
And
apartment.
at
I'll
one
send you the
point,
address.
at the end of chapter one, you will use them to interrogate.
Aren't you gonna tell?
Oh, I
There's
haven't reached
a
that part yet.
no,
There's no time.
there is
The line could be
a part
tapped.
where you combine the clues together to make the
Okay.
difference.
Hurry.
Yeah, when I say there's a
Now
lot
it's
of
like a
stuff, there
weed.
is
Come on, you
really a
better
lot
get
of stuff.
ready.
So we can finally interact. This is the chapter 1, and we have our kid in this room. We have a lot of things to interact with, and we can see them all if we press one button. In this case, since I'm playing with a remote, it's square, but this exists for every system you use. And we can start picking up stuff, and we can start interacting with stuff, and people in the chat want me to punch things.
Mhm.
No, Sasha, no, we
Yes,
will not
you
punch the
can you
kid.
can you can punch the punching bag, of course, but you can
Yes.
punch Graph also. Some people
So
were super surprised. They didn't expect you can punch other characters, and
I
I
think
posted some reactions of the streamers when they found out. It's pretty funny.
but can we punch Graf, because he will
Go,
be
you can
another
try.
playable character.
Yes, you can.
Okay, so if you see on the top right screen, we have a punch, and we can alternate between the hit and the punch. So those are the two main modes, the point and click mode and the
Mhm.
fighting mode. And if we go to fighting mode, we can jump on stuff,
What the? What are you
and our
doing?
kid thinks we are crazy. And
Just
let's see if we can punch him. No, Graf, no.
What got into you?
You
There
were
you go.
right. We can punch him. No.
Sorry.
And well, we can punch the punching bag, and we can try all our moves here, and there are uppercuts on this game, which is amazing. Sorry guys. And this is really cool. Another thing is the fact that you have all the moves available right from the beginning, even on the tutorial, because I was doing them, although it wasn't explained yet. And well, this is the first part of the game. We will need a lot more time to play everything, and we can start
My stick. This
picking up stuff, and we will use it further on the game. Unfortunately, we are almost at the end of our time, and
Yeah.
well, we could play so
I
much more. Anything you would like to add?
Yes, I invite everyone to try the prologue of the game, which is free on Steam, so you can try it for yourself. And the game was really well reviewed by players. It's 98% positive on Steam, so feel free to try and see if you like it.
And the prologue is the entire first chapter, which is quite
Uh,
long. I've played for like 2 hours or something,
yes,
and
it's
not
around
nearly finished.
2 or 3 hours, and it's free. So.
I think you guys should try it. There is a link for the game on the chat already. Go and click it and install the prologue. It's really amazing. We only played like a little bit because
Oh yes,
we were
you
so
played 2% of the game.
yeah, and it actually shows when you save. It shows. And well, this is the menu. You can see your progress here. This is where you will collect your clues, your ads, and there are game overs in this game as well. I haven't had one yet, but I already have one achievement because I did the introduction. And well, I will save this all for you guys to try. Go give it a try on the prologue. This is an amazing game for sure. And Fabrice, this was amazing. This is an amazing game. Really, really, such a great job you've done this. Oh,
Yeah.
and you will keep on improving this game, right? In the
I am
future.
I am currently preparing a combat update with more making the fights even more dynamic, adding some moves and stuff. So it will be released pretty soon on Steam, and it will be on the consoles release as well, which should happen in the next month.
In
And
the
I have
next month
more.
already. Oh,
Excuse
that's so
me.
cool. In the next month already, this big update to
The,
fighting.
yes, it will be even this month on Steam. Probably.
Oh, that's really cool. That will be such a nice Christmas gift. Well, the entire
I,
game is so.
I have promised more stuff like a co-op mod, which should happen later.
I think this is a very good game, and well, you guys, everyone has the chance to try it out. So go try that prologue, and then let us know how cool this game is, because well, it is. Thank you, Fabrice.
Thank you.
This was really cool, and well, see you at the at your next project, or well, at the end of this game, all the endings.
Yeah. Thank you.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
This day started like any other.
Judged for your sins.
No! A true nightmare.
Have you ever murdered someone?
What?
Answer the question.
My life. Our lives.
Garbage boys can only make garbage.
What did you call us? Ah!
Every day,
Going somewhere, crack?
we fight to survive. Come and get me. You're dead meat!
Our creator left us after making us. We dedicate our lives so that humanity can progress.
At 4:38, the record indicates.
Who are you?
Good idea.
Oh! Wanna die?
But at the end of the road,
You've saved me. You're my hero.
there's hope. Raise your eyes to the sky